mm, 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 mm.
So excited.
We're live! We're live! We're
I'm so excited.
Oh my God, we're live. Oh my God, we're live. So if you're brand new to the channel, I'm Reverend Valerie Love, and you are on Kindle Cash, where we are about to reveal to you probably some shocking secrets tonight that we've been living through and experiencing. It's so delicious. And we're going to also have a couple of our authors on tonight. Woohoo!
Yes, I'm excited about that.
We got a couple of our authors coming up. And we're also going to be revealing what we're working on. We've been working on this delicious new course, and it's almost ready. It's almost ready. You could actually take a peek. You could take a sneak peek at the page, a registration page, a little later on. We'll tell you where to take a little sneak peek of it. And we're going to be releasing it very, very, very soon. Maybe even tonight.
Maybe even tonight.
Maybe tonight. Yes. So, if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. This channel is all about magic, money, and metaphysics. We love talking money up in here. Okay? We love talking money up in here. And I love the idea of light workers being wealthy. It's a spirituality channel. And I'm all about the ascension of humanity. And I'm blessed to be the author of 23 books on practical spirituality. You can pick them up at ValerieLove.com. And who is you, young lady? Who are you?
My name is Tayabelle, also known as Harmony, and I am so excited about tonight. I'm excited to be here on this platform with my spiritual mama, Reverend Valerie Love. She is the one that got me so excited about this Kindle Cash. She opened this door wide open for me, and when I tell you, it has changed my life tremendously, and it took me to a place that I didn't even know I wanted to be. Went on a spiritual retreat to Dubai. I knew I wanted to be there. But when you go on these amazing, gorgeous, beautiful places, you don't know what's going to happen when you get there. And out of Dubai birthed something within me. And ever since Dubai 2020, I've just been doing book after book after book after book. And it really has changed my life. So I'm excited to share with you guys tonight what we have in store. And I hope that you'll be just as excited as we are about what we have tonight.
I love it. I love it. And we got Lynn in the house. Hey, Lynn. Bonjour. Sanov. Is that Sanov Craft? Yay! I freaking love Sanov. What a creative, amazing soul she is. And everyone else who is here in the chat, smash that like button, smash that, and smash up the share so you can share with people what's going on here with regard to Kindle Cash. You know, me and Harmony have had a few conversations about Kindle Cash on the channel. Why? Because you having a book. Hey, Arlene, how you living? Arlene Cat. And I hope you got King with you. Do you have King with you? Because we're going to give some goodies and some tips and some tricks tonight and some new experiences and some of our new authors too. We are talking about Kindle Cash, and why is this so important, especially for light workers? This channel is all about all money metaphysics. It's for people who are light workers, people who are energy workers, retreat leaders, authors, speakers, coaches, all of us who are in the transformation of humanity a service offering. Why is it so important that you have a book? You must have a book. So now that's the first thing we're going to talk about. You must have a book. It took me 10 years to write and publish my first book, and it was hard. Arlene said he heard you call his name and walked up. Yeah! Hey, King. How you living? How you living? How you living?
Hey, King.
Hey, King. Oh, my goodness. Kindle Cash. That's right, Diane. Kindle Cash. That's what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about Kindle Cash. And I'm coming to you from I started to say Miami. I'm coming to you from my office in Mexico. And I actually just relocated to Mexico. And I live in a home that is completely paid for with Kindle Cash.
Yes, so, and it's beautiful.
Does that light your fire up? Does that light you up from the inside out?
It does.
It lights me up from the inside out. Trust me. That you can write your story, and actually you don't even have to write it. You can have someone else write your story put your name on it, or you don't even have to put your name on it. You can use a pen name. Put your book on Amazon and start to create through KDP Publishing, and start to create monthly residual income for yourself, and actually create and craft the life of your design, whether that's a luxury lifestyle. And now you've got freedom and location independence, and you've got financial freedom. That means you can pick anywhere you want to live in the world, and you have the money every single month coming in that you can just kind of relax your mind. And you have shifted more of your income from being active income to being passive income. I mean, what's not to love? What's not to love about that?
There's not one thing. When we talk about living that laptop lifestyle, when I came to visit you in Mexico, I brought my laptop and I published 2 books while I was away. So when we talk about doing something that can create residuals, that can create that passive income, and we've all done network marketing, we've all done things that we say we're doing for that time freedom, but those things don't actually create time freedom. Those things actually, we wind up working them more hours than we would a normal 9 to 5 job, meeting to meeting, phone call to phone call, begging people to buy our product. What I love so much about this Kindle Cash is it may take you a couple of hours to create your book, to create your designs for your book, to come up with an idea, to do your keyword research, to get your book together. But once that book is together, not only do you have that digital real estate, but you literally can do it from the beach. You literally can do it from the pool. You can do it from the plane. You literally can do it from wherever. You don't even need internet access. All you need is your laptop. You need internet access to hit publish, but all of the work that it requires to create your book, you literally just need your laptop. You could be anywhere in the world doing anything with your family, with your friends, with yourself. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't require a lot of your time. It doesn't require your energy. And if you are truly an introvert like myself, and you prefer to be with yourself, and if you want to go and spend time with others, then it's really truly up to you, and it's really truly is your choice. And I just love that about Kindle Cash and being able to make residual income and passive income in this way, because you really can do it wherever. You really can do it on your own time when you feel like it. Although we highly suggest, if you are creating a book empire, that you set a schedule and you do it consistently, and you set up a time where you're going to create. So we do work it like a business. However, it truly is your business when you're working it from wherever in the world, globally. And I love that about this particular business. It really truly is a lifestyle that you can live from wherever. And I'm not just saying that because I love it and because I want you to love it as well. It's really something that I can say, no, I'm doing this, I'm living this. This is something like no other opportunity I've ever seen before. And it really truly is something that you can be passionate about and fall in love with from wherever you are.
Okay. So we got to break down a couple of things, first of all. Let's talk a little bit about the publishing that we do, because I eat, sleep, breathe the publishing industry. And why? Because I'm an author. I've loved books from when I was yay high to a grasshopper. To a grasshopper, okay? I have loved books ever since I was a child. And to think that I could create books, like what? When that first dawned on me, the thought never even crossed my mind as a child that I could be an author. Now, once I got into high school, the head of the English department, the chair of the English department, called me to her office, summoned me to her office, and I was like, what did I do? What do I do? Because I was suffering from good girl syndrome. You know how you just always want to be a good girl. And I was like, oh my God, don't nobody tell my mama I was doing, I don't know, I did something because I don't know what I did. But whenever somebody calls you that is in an authority position, it's kicked up fear. I got into her office And she said to me, Valerie, I've read your writing and it's good. It's so good. And I'm like, what? No one had ever told me that before in my life.
Aww.
I found that out from a high school teacher when I was a teenager. Yeah, they had told me, when I was 8, they wanted to skip me in elementary school because they said, oh, reading is off the charts. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. My mom was like, no, no, no. Let her go through all the grades. She might miss something. So, but hey, it's all good. That was mom's decision. You got to roll with it. But when I really understood that I had a gift, and the gift was in writing and speaking. And when someone speaks to you about your gift and they start calling that gift forward in you, that gift of creativity, right? That gift you didn't even know you had. And you see
Yes.
it coming forth out of your own self. Next thing you know, I started writing for the school newspaper. I started writing for the school yearbook. I started writing for this other journal that we had in the school that was put out by Washington Urban High School. Next thing you know, I was published in the New York Times under, I just showed this to my daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was published in the New York Times when I was a teenager. And it said great writing by young people. And it had my article there, and it had 3 or 4 other of our authors from high school. And I showed that to my daughter the other day, this old paper, and we flipped over to the other side, and guess what it said? Up and coming politicians, and it was a young Bill Clinton. It was so funny. It was so funny. Yeah. It's really amazing, So what I sense in myself is that every author that I've worked with over the years and that we have brought to this experience of your word can be your income. I feel like we have been pulling forward a beautiful gift from each one that we didn't even know we had in us. Did you see all this creativity that you had in yourself before you started pouring these books out?
I always was a very, very creative person. I love to make things pretty. I always wanted to be a graphic artist. That's what I thought I was going to school for in the first 2 years. I thought I was on that path. Um, you go to like the guidance counselor when you first enter into college, and they tell you what path you need to take when you tell them what degree you want. And after 2 years in, I go back because she tells me all the classes that I need to take to get to this degree in graphic design. So after 2 years, she's like, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't know that if you wanted to get this particular degree, you would have had to already have enrolled in this program from day one. So either you can still enroll, no worries, but basically you'll have to be in school now for another 4 years. And my parents were like, oh, hell
Yeah,
no.
that's not happening.
That's not happening. They were like, there's no way we're going to pay for, because they were paying right out of pocket. I wasn't that person that I didn't play any sports. I wasn't getting any scholarships. So they were paying right out of pocket. My parents made too much for me to get any financial assistance. So they were paying out of pocket. They were like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So you need to figure out whatever classes you already took, you need to figure out what those classes roll into. So my dreams of being that graphic artist, that graphic designer, they were kind of like, boop. So when we got to doing all of this stuff with Kindle Cash, it was like, oh, doing the low content, no content books, it kind of put me right into where I wanted to be, designing all of these covers. So it definitely worked out for me. And it was like I was doing exactly what I wanted to do all along, just in a different way.
I love it. I love it. So you got to express all your creativity anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So you came to Quantum Leap Dubai, our retreat that we had last year, January of last year. And you heard me talk about no content, low content. What made you take action on that? Because I can't tell you how many people that heard about retreats, we get down to work and we get down to business and we do the work. What made you take action on that and run with it and create results?
It just was an instant yes for me. Like, of course, I have a whole book of notes. I took copious notes the entire retreat. But when you said that, it was just like everything in me, like antennas stood up. Everything in me was like, wait, what? I can do what? Wait a
What
minute.
you talking
Like,
about?
I
What you
got
talking about,
so
Willis?
excited. I like the rest of the day, like that was like, I think we were there for what, 6 days? So I think you may have talked about that on day 3 or day 4. But honestly, whatever, and that was like the morning portion. Whatever you talked about for the rest of the afternoon, I don't even know. Because the whole time I was so stuck on what you had said that morning. The rest of the afternoon for me, I probably was on my phone Googling everything, like everything I could possibly find out. So it was like the rest of the day for that afternoon, I was like, oh, you might as well have to save that for me for the end of the day, because the rest of that day for me, I was complete. I was so stuck on what you had shared that morning, and I knew it was a knowing for me that that was the reason, maybe not the only reason, but the number one reason why I had set my spirit had said yes to taking that quantum leap to Dubai. It was a yes for me. Everything about it was just like yes. I just felt like I had to find out everything I needed, everything I could possibly find out. And when I got home, it was like I think within the first week I had published something like 50 books, like within just the first week alone. And it was like Mach 10 hair on fire. I just had to do it. I had to know everything I could find out about it. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. I was so excited about it. And for me to get really, really excited about something, like I do a lot of things, I say yes to a lot of things, but there's very little that I get so excited about
Who's
and want to
super
spend
excited
all my
about?
time doing it.
Mm. You ran with it, and let me tell you something. How do you like those deposits into your bank account every month?
Oh, they're so exciting.
Look at your
And,
face.
and it gets really addicting, like just checking your book report. It's like it gets so addicting checking the book report just to see, oh, how many sales did I make today? It's just, especially when you publish a new book and you're so excited about that new book, that new idea, that new keyword that you know is a hot seller. You get excited about this stuff. You get excited about the new things you come up with. You get excited. And then when people are, calling you wanting to do something with you, and you're like, oh no, I got to get this book out. Then it's like that feeling of, I have to hit publish. I want to hit publish today. And you really can get lost in this world because there's just so much that I feel like I could put out there. There's just so much, there's so much
So
space that I feel like I can fill. And every day I'm like, okay, half the time I don't even want to go to sleep, because I feel like if I go to sleep, by the
I'm
time
gonna
I wake
listen.
up, I feel like I feel like when I go to sleep and wake up, I have to start all over, and I'm like, no, I just got to keep going. I got to keep going. Like, so it's really addictive because there's just so much space that I want to fulfill. And I'm sure eventually I'll get to a point where I don't feel the need that I want to do as much. But right now, I feel like I am so focused on getting to those 6-figure months that I just want to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I feel like there's so much that I want to do, so much that I want to accomplish. And I really feel like for me, this Kindle Cash, not only is it going to be the way to get me to the financial freedom that I desire. Something that I heard that was so powerful was this particular industry can get you to that income, that impact, and that independence that you truly desire. And I believe that. So that is what made me say yes. And that is what keeps me going and keeps me up to like 3, 4 a.m. and like, oh, I can't go to sleep because when I wake up, I have to just start all over and I want to just keep going right now.
How many books have you published so far?
um, at first, I was just publishing, 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 publishing. But now I really do value quality over quantity.
And so does Amazon. Amazon really started cracking down on crappy books. And
Yes.
because there were a lot of, not saying yours were crappy, there were a lot of crappy books on Amazon. And Amazon started cracking down on all that. So Continue.
Yes. So at first, like in 2020, I know I published way over 100. It probably was like a couple hundred books that I did in 2020. Honestly, I don't even know the number, but I would say in 2021, I probably published somewhere between 20 and 30 books this year. Um, but this year I was focused way more on the quality of my books. And doing more of the keyword research and researching what I know would sell, and even laughing at some of the categories that are selling like crazy, but I know I'm not.
You
I'm like,
told me
even
about
though
some of
I,
those categories that are selling like crazy, and I was like, ew. You
ew,
want to
yeah.
share a
So
couple of
even
them?
some of the categories that are selling like crazy, I'm like, I'm not about to step into that. So sometimes it's like, even if you know something is selling, if it does not fit within your character, you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not about to do that. But just doing the research on what really sells on Amazon, and then figuring out how you can get into that niche. And I don't suggest finding things that you know will sell if you know nothing about that thing, because you're probably not going to do well when you produce your book about that thing. You have to do way too much research. Find something that you know will sell, that you know something about, because then it'll be a perfect marriage. But if you just go out there looking for stuff, or finding a hot niche that you think is disgusting, but knowing that it sells, it's just not probably going to work out for you. But yes, it can be something that's so exhilarating when you find something that you love that's selling very well, and getting it out there, and then making a lot of money with that.
That's the sweet spot. It's
Hmm.
what you love. You know,
Yes,
Steve Jobs said it's impossible to build anything huge if you don't love it,
exactly.
because you're going to have to
You
be
don't want to
doing it
market it.
so
You don't want
much.
to promote it. It's not your
No.
passion.
Mm-mm. And I know a lot of people, they get that kind of, uh, it's a little shady, it's a little hazy in the middle, because they don't understand. They try to either force their passion to pay them, which it may
Hmm.
not. Your passion may not pay you, and or your purpose may not pay you. You may do it because you love it. But like I always say with light workers, God gives you a left hand and a right hand. Your left hand is for giving, your left hand is for receiving, your right hand is for giving. So you're always going to have something that you can give to the world and offer the world, and make any infinite amount of money that you want to make, and you receive. The key is that you've got to love it, and you've got to also be able to make money with it. This is one of the principles of ikigai, which I love. Ikigai, everyone just look it up. It's a Japanese principle. But one of the things that it teaches in ikigai is that there are four concentric circles overlapping. And one of the concentric circles is that you love it, but one of the other circles is that people will pay for it. And I see too many people writing books, authors who are writing books in the spiritual space, like the books that I write, inspirational, spiritual, personal development, spiritual development. These are the authors that I work with. I see too many of them writing books. They don't sell.
Mm,
Why did you go through all of that? Why
yeah.
did you go through all of that and your book doesn't sell? That is crazy. It's crazy making. Okay? It's crazy making. All right, so let's go to our guest. We got a guest. We got a guest. We got a
Yay!
guest. I'm super happy for this guest, and I'm going to bring her onto the stream right now. I am super happy for this guest because she just completed her first book, y'all.
Woo!
And it debuted at #1
Come on
bestseller
now.
on Amazon.
Come on now.
We about to show you the proof right now because we got the screenshots. Okay? We got the proof. We
Wow.
got the receipts. We got the receipts.
Hey!
Look at Zaire. Look at Zaire looking like $1 million, girl. You turn into an author, and next thing you know, oh my goodness, blow up tuition.
Hey!
Ah, ah,
Congratulations!
blow up tuition. How? Look, she got on the dripping
You look
earrings.
gorgeous. Looking like a best-selling author.
Looking like a public speaker, international speaker, best-selling author, okay? Girl, introduce yourselves out here. Oh my God. Introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am Tania Butler, also known as Zaire. I am a proud millennial, okay, year of the dragon. And I am so happy to be here because I finally published my book thanks to KAISI leadership with everything that she is talking about her in tonight. It took me 10 years in the making to actually want to publish this book.
10 years.
Yes. 10 years. I actually have the Google Docs and the journal with the date on it to prove how long ago I was writing, but I never was able to get past the finish line.
10 years you've been writing this book.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, do tell us the name because we got to take a peek at it. Do tell us the name.
Yes, the name is 10 Things I've Learned, a Lesbian Domestic Abuser.
Okay. Say that name again because I know some folks are saying, did she say?
Yeah.
Say the name again.
10 Things I've Learned from Being a Lesbian Domestic Abuser.
Woo!
Wow.
Ciao. Please tell us how you came to write this book.
That was a long time coming, okay? I always knew I wanted to be like a speaker, right? I was passionate out.
Your sound is dodging in and out a tiny bit. Is that on my end, or do you hear that also, Harmony?
Better?
Harmony, do you hear that, or is that only on my end? You do? Okay. Let's see. Zaire, do you have earphones that you can put in so we get your sound really good and clear?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find.
Right. Okay. Okay, so while Zaire gets her earphones, I am going to bring up her book on screen share. I'm so proud of Zaire with this book. I am so proud of Zaire. Okay. Wow. Let's go on screen share. Hold on. Do y'all see my screen?
It's loading.
Okay. Do you see it?
Yes.
Look at that. Is that fabulous or what? Is that fabulous
is so
or
amazing.
OMG. I mean, wow. Just wow. Just wow. And you know what I love about this? I love the unfoldment of the spiritual lessons in creating this book. I love it. Okay, let's come off screen share. And okay, Zaire,
Yes.
tell us about this amazing book. Yes, that sound is much better.
Perfect.
Tell us about this book. Yes.
Well, this book is definitely been a journey. Definitely not something that I wanted to write about at all. I've been avoiding it for years, which is why it took around 10 years, because I've been wanting to avoid it, because I've been feeling like, you know what, well, maybe if I fix myself first, then I don't have to talk about it. So that was my mentality over the years. And so as I kept getting in similar situations, but in the relationships of, being the perpetrator, like the initiator, like really just starting all the stuff. Like I really was starting a lot of the things. And I'm like, wait, okay. And then still being in community with you and understanding like, okay, if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to keep coming up over and over and over again. It's going to keep knocking hard and harder. And so that was the awakening of the book, of the birthing of this book, because it just kept knocking louder and louder and louder. Like, oh no, you're here to speak. Everything in decoding myself is me speaking, communicating. Okay. And so I was wanting to, but in a powerful way. And I was wanting to avoid it because who was like, really? Who wants to talk about this? Like for real, for real.
I know, because we always hear from people who are the victims, right? The victims of abuse. We always hear, oh, I was abused, I was this. And we're always just taking care of victims and helping them along. And, oh, this was so traumatic. And oh my goodness. And let's pray and let's, shift your energy and all of this. And now here you are saying, I was the abuser.
Yes.
Don't feel
That's
bad.
so deep, and that's such a strong
deep.
admission. That's deep.
It really is. It really is.
Do you feel comfortable saying what occurred as you were writing the book and what self discoveries you made? Because family, be clear. Writing and publishing your book, especially if you're writing and publishing a book that is authentic to your soul, is a spiritual exercise. So what came up while you were writing? You went through it while you were in this wealthy author mastermind.
Yes, this wealthy author mastermind definitely helped me push me through the things that was coming up for me through this process, because this process have been 10 years coming up. So I definitely feel like I was finally ready, especially coming upon my 33rd. I'm like, all right, I better stop playing now. Okay. The stars are aligned for me. let me make this jump. Let me make this jump, okay, through this portal. And so that's why I'm so grateful for the timing of you creating this, you in Harmony, for me to actually take advantage of it and birth this book. And so the things that was coming for me, the process, it was tough. I mean, it was tough from the very beginning of constantly hearing like, hey, you're the one, like you signed up for this. You're going to do it. Or we're going to keep bringing all of these relationships until they get harder and harder and harder. Like I felt this in my heart. I felt it in my soul. Like I was the one to pioneer like hardcore. I'm like, oh, gosh, Tania, like really? So I'm like, all right, whatever, whatever. I'm going to do this. And that's why I definitely believe like you, okay, like you were like my Sherpa in birthing this book. You really were with this huge thing for me. And so the process of writing this book was, it was difficult. It was challenging. It made me realize how much I needed still to do forgiveness work. It made me realize how much I wasn't fully taking responsibility. But this book allowed me to take responsibility and being able to just put it out in the world. I'm like, okay, I had to just really think that, okay, I'm writing this book for me, first and foremost. Like, this is for me. So this was a book that was allowing me to release and to release my guilt and release my shame, and to know that that is not me. Those are just my memories. Okay. And so now here I am presenting this book as I'm looking at it from what's the word? Like from the outside in. I think I said that right. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm looking at it from a bigger perspective, from my higher self. I strive to be there for the most part. So with this book, it definitely allowed me to dig deep, to really reflect, and for me to let go and to release, and to know that that was my past. And I did that, and I had to go through that so that I can really understand and feel what it is to be in that light, to be in that type of mindset. I had to go through it, or else it would be no way that I'll be able to write this book without actually going through it. And that's what I genuinely felt like I had to experience it to begin to support other people who need the support, because I know I can't be in this alone. And so I will say that for now.
Okay, you are definitely not in it alone. And not only is this beyond lesbian domestic abuse, like this book is really for anyone who is in relationship. So I know it's about your experiences as a lesbian domestic abuser, and I even believe that people who are in the LGBT community as a whole can appreciate it, and even people who are straight people. I just think it's a book for everybody. I don't think that family, I don't think you would not want to read the book because you might say, well, I'm not in the LGBTQI community. It's a book for everybody, really. What are some of the lessons? Because these lessons are fire. These 10 lessons. What are some of the lessons?
Yeah, so thank you. Some of the lessons are: stop believing your own lies. That was Stop believing your own lies, okay? The person does not belong to you. You are responsible for your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Beware of childhood wounds. Abuse travels through the bloodlines. All right, I'm gonna stop right there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Tell them the one about is it the black eye or the bloody nose?
Yes.
That's my favorite one.
That wasn't my favorite. There's never a good day to have a black eye. And I was the
There is never a good day to have a black eye. Okay, love tubers, you heard it here first. If you about to get a black eye today, don't do it. Today is not. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
It's never a good day.
Is any day a good day to have a black eye?
Never.
There's not. There's no good day to have a black eye. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Okay. Tell us about abuse traveling through the bloodline.
Yes. So writing this book is when I had a huge discovery about my abusive characteristics. So when I was writing this book, something just dawned on me. I'm like, like, I wonder if I actually like have this, like was my dad like this? Because I never really knew of him. Like he was never like abusive to me or anything. I never saw anything abuse growing up. And so I ended up calling his aunt, my great aunt, and I was asked, like, yeah, like, was my dad abusive? I'm like writing this book and I just want to know, I just want to dig a little deeper. And she just straight up told me. She was like, yes, he was definitely, he was like, he abused my mom like constantly. And my mom would reach out to her all the time, telling her that he was abusing her and that it was pretty severe. And I called my brother, who's older, and he confirmed it for me. He was like, yeah, but she was just too young to know these things. And so I it was like a total shock to me. And I remember like a few years ago, like in my earlier 20s, I was being nosy and looking through like letters that my father and my mom was writing to each other when he was in Germany and she was in Maryland. And I remember seeing like, I will never hit you again. I'm like, huh? No, he said, I will never put my hands on you again. And I was just like, okay, that's odd. So I really didn't take nothing there because my mom never spoke bad about my father at all. Like, she always let me know, she's like, your father loved you very much. So it was always positive, you know? So I never knew anything. So when I was writing this book and I discovered that that's what happened, like, it was devastating. It was very devastating, but it was also a huge aha moment. And when I heard that, I literally started to see like my mom's face on my past partner's face. And that hit me so hard to just see, like, to visualize that, like seeing my mom's face on my partner's face.
That is deep.
And right there, like that information, it felt like it just broke chains that I thought that was already broken for me.
I have a question. How do people react when you talk about this online? Because you talk about this on Facebook and you talk about this online. How are people reacting? Like, are they like, boo, you're bad, you were the abuser? Like, what happens?
I would say about 99% so far, it was positive. Like, they would say, wow, like I understood, or they'll talk about their friend who's going through something, or they would just, you know, give me my kudos, be like, this is something like I've never expected, especially, you know, like coming from you, like people don't talk about this. So I'll be definitely getting a lot of positive feedback from these, like from just putting it out there, like on my YouTube channel and, you know, Facebook.
I love it. And now let's get a little bit into the details of the book. But before we get into the details of the book, I just have to bring up what you sent me the other day. And here it is, your book debuting at #1. Can everybody see that? Can y'all see that? Number one in new releases, self-help new releases, #1. That is freaking awesome.
That's so amazing. That's sexy.
#1.
That's sexy. That's deliciousness right there.
#1
best-selling author.
#1 in new releases, #1. And self-help is a tight niche.
It really is.
For you to be able to do that, does everybody see new releases #1? So you got that coveted #1 banner, you got that coveted bestseller that authors love. So how did that feel? And after how did it feel, let's get into the back end of how you were able to create this, because we talked about Kindle Cash. So how did you feel? #1.
Yes. So I woke up, I'm still feeling the buzz from it. So I was like, whoa. And so I just looked on it, just clicked on Amazon, and I was like, wait, what? I saw like the little orange icon. I was like, wait. I said, oh my gosh. So I just was like staring at it for like 5 minutes, like with my heart beating like, oh my gosh. And then like I clicked on bestseller and I was number 38 on the bestseller list. I said, oh, and I just like froze for like 10 minutes. And then I was just like, I couldn't even like screenshot it then because I was just so like in awe of seeing that number. I was like, oh my God, I made it on the bestsellers list, you know? So it was a very magical moment, and it's something that I will always keep with me, you know. So it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Okay, so clearly your book is selling like hotcakes. And what did we do on the back end for your book to sell? Because family, this is the key. If you are a light worker, you're a coach, you're an author, you're a speaker, you're an energy healer, you are amazing. You know your stuff. You are amazing at what you do. And you write a book about it and the book doesn't sell. That's not going to create the impact that you're looking for, especially and not the income that you're looking for. It's not. Your book has to sell. So, what did you do on the back end for your book to sell?
Well, first and foremost, I would definitely say far as the spiritual work, okay? Because I have to give it up to the spirit by getting still, meditating, doing my whole Ho'oponopono, listening to the high vibrational music. But while doing that and being in that process, okay, I really want to put emphasis on that because that was the glue that allowed me to process all of the teachings, the greatness that you was teaching me throughout this course. Okay, so as while doing that and focusing, it was a lot. It was time with that, but having you as a guide, it was. I was like, wow, if I knew this 10 years ago, I'm sure I could have like just got it all together. So if like this process was able to, being in this course was able to take all of my thoughts and emotions and feelings and it made me be very accountable. Like I actually had, you gave me this high level of accountability. Like, all right, let me stop playing. Like even when I was playing about my book cover, because I was playing, I'm not going to front. I was a little lollygagging a little bit, but that's the beauty.
Yeah. Did you buy the book cover yet? Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that's the whole point of this coaching program because it allowed me to like really like I took it seriously, but like to really take it seriously, like to know like, hey, I'm in this point A, point B. We're going to get there like straight up. Like you better not play with KAISI. And so that was like my whole mind. I'm like, all right, I know for a fact KAISI done it. She's shown it. Like she's actually thriving off of this, like what she's doing. So I know that I have no choice but to be successful, but I have to take action. And that was the thing. Like I had to actually put the time in, the hours and everything, the focus to actually make it happen. But this program really just, it just brought it all together in such a great way. And I know I would not be able to do this on my own because I know how much of struggle, you know, with the procrastination and like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or maybe when I'm inspired to do it, I'm going to write. No. You'd better just sit at that computer and just look at it or something, even one sentence that comes up because that accountability that I had with you in this program was, I have to give it up to you for that, KAISI.
Oh my goodness. Well, you stepped up to the plate. You answered the call and you did it. You congratulate yourself. They call me the divine midwife because I get shit birthed. I birth babies around here, okay? We're not going to just sit around and be pregnant for 20 years. And we're not going to sit around and not do it, right? We're going to bring forward what's inside of us. And that's just my gifting. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because no amount of coaching or mentoring or inspiration or information will cause you to do it if you do not overcome your own resistance. So can you give us a word about resistance to get to this Kindle Cash? Because you're not going to just walk in the door and just get Kindle Cash just like this. Oh, Kindle Cash is just raining on me.
Yes, resistance was definitely huge. But the thing is about feeling that accountability and knowing that you have the support, it gives that extra like thrust to go through the resistance. You know, it gave me more power to go through the resistance because even when I would tell you certain things that may come up and you just chop up my, like these swords, like it just chopped it up. It just chopped whatever guck was in my way, the resistance, like your words. And so that's one thing I would say about the resistance. But for me, I would say at least to have someone like you, for real, to give me that extra but I had to be the one to say, hey, I want to get through this. Because I could have easily just like, you know what, I'll try to do it next year, you know, but I knew that I had to, or I probably have to come back next lifetime and do it again. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it now. So that also helped me through the resistance.
My God, there is nothing like accountability. Get that thing done. And accountability is love. Because if you're just doing it on your own, it's like, well, maybe I feel like writing, maybe I don't. Look at Harmony. Harmony's head went like this. Maybe I feel inspired, or maybe I'll watch some Netflix. You ain't getting shit done.
Tiptoeing through the tulips just all day long.
Just somewhere having a ball doing something and not getting the work done. Not getting the work done. Execution. Execution.
It has to be about execution. It's like when you look at your life and you think about how it is now, and I feel like I have a lovely life, but when I think about how it could be, because now that I have all of these resources where I can check out what some of these other authors, and I'm talking about authors of low content, no content books. And when we say low content, no content, Zaire, she wrote a book. Reverend Love, she writes lots of books. I have written a few books, and this was before I went to Dubai and found out about low content and no content, because writing, it's not my sweet spot. I like to produce things that are more like journals, diaries, trackers, things like that, planners. I just like to make things pretty. Let me put a sweet cover on it. Interiors the people who purchase my books, they're the writers pretty much. So when I look at what some of these authors who are creating these journals or planners or coloring books, and I look at what some of these people are making, when I'm saying 5 figures a month off one book, and I'm like, what if, when you just start doing the what ifs, what if I'm producing 20 books a month, and what if 5 of those 20 books are hitting that $43,000 a month? What if 5 of those books were doing $43,000 a month? And I'm looking at all these authors who are doing exactly that. So yeah, my life is fabulous right now. But what if I get to that point where I have 5 books? Now, I told you last year I produced over 100. This year, I know I probably put out about somewhere between 20 and 30. What if I was to the point where I'm producing 20 really high quality books a month, and every single month I produce 5 out of those 20 that are getting somewhere about, I won't even say 43,000. I'll go on the lower end and say 25,000. What if every month I produce 5 books that are getting me $25,000 a month every month? Every month I produce 5 more books that are getting me $25,000 a month. So that's the type of stuff I'm dreaming about right now. So when I'm like, yeah, life is great now. I won't even say good. Life is great now. But how fabulous will that be? How many lives could I change? How many people could I impact if I were to that level, if I were to that point? So I have everyday people ask me to do something. My best friend asked me today, hey, we're going to the bowling alley. You want to meet us? We'll be there from 5:30 to 7:30. The kids will be bowling. We'll be at the bar. That sounded lovely. But I'm like, oh, I got this new book idea. She's always like, oh, okay, go ahead and write your book. So that right now, that's the zone I'm in, because I'm just like dreaming of what life would be like if I would not if when I get to the point where I am doing this thing where we're getting this $25,000 per month per book, and I'm producing 5 books like that per month. So of course, not every book is going to be a 5-figure draw on Amazon. But baby, if I produce enough of them, I'm trying to get 5 per month that'll swing that price.
And I I got to tell you something about books on Amazon, which is really beautiful. There's no limit to how many you can publish.
Mm-mm.
And then you can start running Amazon ads to them. That's next level, which we're teaching in the course. We have poured our heart and soul into this course. This course is so delicious. Hey, love! Oh, you love this chat. Yay, my radiant face. Yay! Hey, hey, hey. And I love tubers, I'm telling you. Harmony and I have created a course that is beyond anything I've ever done before. I've never created a course before. I've never created a course before like this one. Never have. And to tell you the honest truth, I didn't want to. I didn't really want to create courses. You know why? Because I know that a lot of people don't finish courses and they don't take the action. And I love coaching. And I also know I can't coach everyone. And no longer am I coaching. I now stepped up to another level in my life. I already created financial independence with books. Very thankful. I don't have to work if I don't want to. It took me a long time to be able to say that because automatic money comes in all the time. I don't have to work if I don't want to. I do it because I love it. I wake up like, what we doing? What we talking about today? On our ACIM Clubhouse rooms, oh my God, right? I'm on Clubhouse every morning, Monday through Friday. All of us, the gang together, Monday through Friday. If you're not on Clubhouse, you better hop in there. I'm gonna link
No
it up.
excuses now. They let androids in. No
Right?
excuses why y'all can't join us on Clubhouse every morning and get your live.
Get your whole life with the community, with the family every morning. That's free. So I'm now doing only all leveraged things. I have a couple of clients, and the only clients that I really coach are people that have been with me for years, and they just beg me. They say, no, we need your help. We need your help, right? And then I'll work with them for the right price because coaching's not cheap. Go to ValerieLove.com and you will see. But here's what really got me with regard to creating a course. It's okay if people take the course and don't take complete immediate action. Because you might learn one thing, you might have one shift, you may have one idea that changes you.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the difference between making a course and making a YouTube video? That one you pay for and one you don't. And not everybody that watches my YouTube videos takes action either. Oh, but the ones that do make it so freaking worthwhile. Yeah, not everyone is taking action. So, hey, I don't have to. I was too caught up in what other people would do for the information, would do with the information, rather than simply giving them the information. That's where I am now. We're giving you the information. And in this course, our Clubhouse community, you can find it at ValerieLove.com, click on programs. And you can also get a snippet of this program that we've created. It's Kindle Cash, Book Empire. Now, you already know about our other course, which is a crash course. And it's a beautiful crash course in your book in 30 minutes. And it's only $297. It's a beautiful entry-level course. Now we created this humongous course. How many hours of video is inside this course?
I don't know, but it's been like a month of recording it, so it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff in this course. A lot of bonuses in the course. It's a lot in this course.
We're even still adding more to the course.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting the finishing touches on the course. So we'll probably be back at you Monday, maybe on Monday to whip out the whole shebang, but you can definitely get a peek of it right now. If you go to ValerieLove.com and you click on programs, you can see what we're cooking up for this course. And you can even put yourself in the course tonight. It's only, soon the course is going to be $2,997, and it's on special right now for only $1,997, $1,997, because we want you to create a monthly check of that amount and more.
And more.
And way more. Way more.
And more.
monthly deposit. Now, I got to tell you something. Something changes in your life when you have monthly income coming in that you can set your clock by.
Yes.
4 years, every month, on the 21st of the month, unless it falls on the weekend, if it falls on a weekday, YouTube is going to deposit money into my bank account, period, end of story. Every month, the 28th of the month, Amazon is going to make several deposits into my bank account. Every single month, clockwork. And you can make it go up at will. That is crazy when you think about it. Your mother
Amazon sent me my tax form this year. I was so excited.
Couldn't believe you made that much
money. Most people just buy on Amazon. Everybody buys on Amazon. Everybody has their Amazon Prime. Everybody just buy. And it's like, in order for you to be wealthy, you have to create before you consume, create before you consume, create before you consume. I love Amazon too. I have an Amazon Prime membership, but now before I buy anything on Amazon, before I look at Amazon, I'm like, did I publish something on Amazon yet today? Like literally that is how I think. If I didn't publish something on Amazon, or if I look at my book report and a book didn't sell, I'm like, oh, wait, I didn't sell a book today. Like I have to create before I consume. A book has to sell or I have to hit publish. That's the only way I'm buying anything on Amazon. Create before you consume. And if more people started thinking like that, the world would be so much different. Like as far as wealth and wealth creation, abundance, prosperity, breaking generational curses, like create before you consume. And this is such a Amazon does not charge a thing for you to put your books out there. Amazon does not cost a thing for you to create your account, for you to sell your books. Amazon does not cost a thing for you to you can publish 1,000 books and Amazon will not charge you a thing, whether they sell or not sell. Amazon doesn't charge you a thing.
It's free real estate online. It's free real estate online. You know, when you look at the Kindle Cash publishing business, Kindle publishing business, it knocked so many other businesses clean out the park that it is almost ridiculous. But don't you see a lot of people on YouTube looking for these side hustles, side gigs,
Yes.
how to make that kind of money, drop shipping this, that, author.
Fulfilled by Amazon. I'm not doing nothing fulfilled by Amazon. That's too much work.
Too much work.
I'm not going to go pick up socks and try to sell them on Amazon. I'm not about to do all of that.
Then you got to deal with the manufacturers. You got to get it from China. You got to deal with tariffs when they get to the border. You have to deal with customer service. You have to deal with if people like it, don't like it. You have to deal with exchanges. You have to deal with and. Yeah, and if you check all the boxes and you don't lose a shit ton of money and you do actually wind up making money, you are in the rarest of the rare. Yes. Rarest of the rare. I'm telling you, a book business is so much simpler with no people involved. It's just you and your creativity. That's unheard of.
No team calls, no Zooms.
No
products to push.
No Zooms, no products.
Mm-mm.
No motivating people.
Mm-mm.
No trying to get people to do something.
No
trying to get people to buy something. No listening to people's excuses about why they didn't buy something or why they didn't do what they said they were going to do. None of that.
I don't have to get anybody to sign up.
You don't have to get anybody to sign up for anything.
I don't have to get anybody to sign up.
I mean, what could be better? You're talking about you and your creativity. That's it. Sit down at the computer. It's you and your creativity. It's no products. You don't have to source products from China. I mean, what could be simpler? This is not rocket science. But it does take discipline and consistency and persistency like we talk about in this course. And unfortunately, those are in short supply. Even just the focus of being able to complete a book is in very short supply. Focus is in very short supply nowadays, unfortunately. What do you want to say to peeps before we come about Kindle Cash and why you're creating this Kindle Cash? How do you feel now, Zaire, now that you have Kindle Cash that will be coming in every single month? You got your book out. We got other authors coming up that are also going to show you the books. Family, if you don't want to invest in a course, get the free stuff that I've done on publishing your book. Get the free stuff. Go to valerielove.com and just click on Are You Ready to Be an Author? Text me and get the free stuff. You don't have to start with a course, but I tell you one thing is, but so far you're going to get free, and it's but so far you're going to get on YouTube, right? Yeah. YouTube, you can watch a lot of YouTube videos. It's but so far you're going to get on YouTube until you invest in yourself, because when you pay attention. I'm going to say that again. When you pay attention. That's what gets it done. That's the magic of coaching programs, courses, especially when you make a big investment in yourself, you have skin in the game. Now you're going to take the action required to receive the result desired. I'm a manifestation person. Let's get the thing done. Zaire, what were you going to say? Did your lighting change?
Yes, I don't know what happened. It just went out on me.
Well, you look great anyway. You still
okay,
great.
Wonderful. Anyway. I'm like, okay, what just happened?
It's all good. It's all good. What were you gonna say?
Yes, the question. Could you please repeat the question for me?
Oh, I wanted to find out how you feel now about getting this Kindle Cash, and the fact that now you have entered the ranks of an author who is getting royalties every single month. So your book was just released this month in May, and in Kindle, we're paid 60 days. You're paid 60 days afterwards. So on May, the end of the month, May, we'll be getting paid for March. So this is May. So at the end of July, you'll be getting paid for these May royalties. How does it feel that now you put yourself in the category of authors who receive book royalties from a book that's changing the world and growing your audience?
Well, first and foremost, I feel accomplished. I really do. And I feel like now the floodgates are open because I have the tools to do what I have to do to just push published. And hearing Harmony, I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like, I cannot wait to create more and more and more. So very thankful.
You know, one of the other things that Harmony and I talk about in this course is we talk about 4 different kinds of books. We talk about no content, which is one kind of book, low content, which is another kind of book, DIY, which is another kind of book, and high content, which is another type of book, and what the differences are, and what you would want to publish yourself for yourself and your audience, your branding, that is the best fit for you, and how each of them works, and how we create each of them. There's no course like this anywhere in the world, because I've searched. I see courses for no content, low content. I see courses for keywords. I've been in courses. I've been in many courses. I've been in courses for Amazon ads. I have never seen a course that's put together for especially people in spiritual development, personal development niche field that teaches you all that we have from both of us as authors, from no content, low content, DIY, and high content, from best-selling authors. I have just never seen the course. This is probably the course that I've been looking for. This is probably the course I'm looking for.
Yes, I agree. I agree, because I looked for courses like that, and when you go out there and you look for courses, you have to like buy so many different courses just to get all of what we put into one course. And plus, we included so many bonuses. Like we included 200 and over 200 interiors of different kinds. Like all of when we talk about keywords and all of the books that sell, we gave you 220 different books that all you have to do is create covers for. So we included so many different bonuses, influencer bonuses. There's so much deliciousness packed into this course. And when I was first starting out, I took several different courses and I had to find so many different courses following so many different people and still didn't get everything I needed. So you definitely can go the long route and try to piecemeal it all together. Kind of go into all these different stores to get all of what you need to make one meal, kind of. That's what I did at the beginning. And it was frustrating. And it took me way longer to get to the result just because I couldn't find all of what I was looking for in one course. Like with Reverend Love, even doing Amazon ads in this course, that is a course alone that everybody else does separately, apart from itself. You're not going to find many courses about everything else that we include and Amazon ads. That should have been bonus right there, because like all that we included and social media and websites and nobody puts all of this together in one. I know because I looked, and I know because I invested in myself and I purchased so many different courses, and I had to do so many different courses, and they still all didn't include everything that we included, all of the different pieces to the puzzle. And you need all the pieces to the puzzle, because so many authors get frustrated because they write their book and then all their family and friends buy it, and then that's it. So they're not creating residual income. They're not creating passive income. They get one check from Amazon 1 month, that first month that they put out their book, and then that's it, because nobody taught them about book marketing strategies that will last a lifetime. Nobody taught them about how to create that book, push, publish, and then from that point forward, most people, after they've hit publish, that book dies on the shelf, not only because they had no book marketing strategies, number one. No, I'm going to say that's number two. But the number one, the first mistake was nobody taught them how to properly do the keyword research. Nobody taught them about ideation. Ideation is the first step, because you can spend 10 years writing a book that nobody gives a damn about but you. So great, you cared about that book, but nobody else does. So now what? So you just wasted all this time writing a book. It's good. It's going to be good, but nobody cares about it but you. So now what? I'm going to write an autobiography. Okay, but nobody cares. So how are you about to sell this book? Okay, so your mom, your cousin, auntie and them, Pookie and Ray Ray, they bought the copies, but after that, no more books are selling. So what was the point? You just wasted all this. You're an author now.
No, that's not the move. That is not the move. That you got.
But you're an author now.
That is not the move. No.
You can put author in front of your name now. So the purpose of this course, we spent a lot of time into step number 1 and step number 4. Those are the most important steps: the ideation and then the amplification, because we want you to think about, spend a lot of time in the ideation phase while you're writing the book, and then spend a lot of time in how we're going to now market the book. Creating the book, writing the book, and publishing the book, that's easy. Anybody can do that. But if you don't get the first portion right and the last portion right, then everything you did in the middle was a waste of time. So that's something that a lot of people who are selling courses, they don't go through all of that. So they will sell the course and let you write your book and publish your book, and it's going to look pretty on the shelf, but that's it. So I think that's probably why I'm so passionate about this course and why I feel like it's so important, because we don't let you waste your time and create something that nobody will want to read or nobody cares about. So I think that's the main difference.
I love that. And the bottom line is we have a system. And for me, a system trumps everything. A system, SYSTEM. What does it stand for? Save yourself time, energy, and money. I live by systems. I create a system, and it's a replicatable process that enables you to create predictable results and then to scale those results to any level you desire. A system. And we have a simple 4-phase system. And we use the same system with our coaching clients. We use the system In the first course, the baby course, if you desire to get the baby course, which is your book in 30 minutes, which is on no content, low content. And then we use the same 4 phases in this huge granddaddy of a course. And the 4 phases are ideation, creation, publication, amplification. And these 4 are our system. And it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the dots. You do the steps in ideation. You do the steps in creation. You do the steps in publication. You do the steps in amplification. You get the result. You can't take the steps and not get the result. Now, the only way you would not get the result is if you didn't take the steps. Then in which case you wouldn't deserve results. Zaire can show the results speak for themselves. Zaire can tell you. Harmony can tell you. Many of our authors, successful authors that have been through many of our programs can tell you. The steps work if you take the steps. They don't work if you don't take the steps. The steps work. Question is, do you? That's the question. I have a question for both of you. What does it mean now that you're an author? What does it mean for you? Because it means different things to different people. Like, what does it mean for you?
Well, I can say for myself, it means a dream fulfilled. And now I'm going to keep fulfilling the dream, because I definitely feel like this was something that I've always saw myself as, but never knew the how to get there. So now being an author feels like I'm right on track. So that's what it feels like to me.
Question. Do you love saying, now that I'm an author? Do you love saying that?
I do. I do. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I'm an author. I can proudly say that. Yes.
You did that. You just reach up and you pat yourself on the back and say, I did that. I did that. Yeah. What does it mean for you to be an author, Harmony?
Well, when we think about, a lot of times people say, oh, I want to leave a legacy. That can mean so many different things to so many people. But to me, like, being an author, that is how I consider like leaving my legacy. When I have ascended up into upper realms, like, I feel as though my books will still be here. I feel as though when I don't have children myself, but my brother's children are like my children. And I feel like when I am gone on to heaven or returned as another being, I feel like my nieces and my nephew, I feel like their children will have my books. I feel like I will live on through the things that I have created and the things that I have done. So I feel like being an author allows you to leave things behind that are everlasting. In a way that, yes, money can do that. Yes, houses in a way can do that. But I feel like books do it in a different manner. But like, I've written traditional books. The journal that I've written for girls of color, that one means a lot to me. I am definitely going to continue with writing books. I really want to do more books with affirmations and expand what I'm doing, more DIY books. I want to do more of those. So I just feel like leaving a legacy with something with my name on it that will live way beyond me.
I love the DIY books. I love it. I love them. OMG, I bought it for my grandbaby. Yay. I love it. I love it. Do you love it?
I do love it. It's definitely my fave that is published so far. I mean, I'm sure I will create more and more that I'll say, oh, now this is my fave. But right now, That is my absolute fave. And I want to do things that will definitely uplift and encourage more and more. And I feel as though there are many things that I've done in my life that I'm like, oh, I'm proud of myself for that. But right now, that's the one, that's the thing that I have done that I can say, wow, I'm really, really proud of that. And there have been, like I said, there's been other things that people are like, oh no, I feel like that should be your greatest accomplishment. But you think this little book is? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's the one. That's the thing that right now for me is wow, because it took something big. Like that was a big healing moment, kind of like Zaire, how the healing moment that she had to go through to produce that book. I had to go through that healing process and heal wounds that I thought I was good with, but then when I had to think about it, I wasn't. So a lot of times when we are writing something, even if it's not a high content book, it could be something as simple as a DIY or a journal that um, touches on a topic or a subject that you thought you were okay with, but then once you go to present it to the world, it brings up stuff that you realize you're not done with at all. You have not overcome it like you thought you did, or you feel like, oh, that kind of still stings a little bit, that kind of still hurts a little bit. And once you hit publish, then you're like, okay, maybe now I can breathe a little bit better. Maybe now I can go ahead and move forward from the childhood trauma, or maybe I can now move forward from the pain or the unconscious unforgiveness that I was holding on to for eons, for decades. So being an author for me definitely is like leaving that legacy beyond this lifetime for generations to come.
I love that. And I got to tell you something. By the very fact that you can just wake up in the morning and you have a new book idea and you can have the book published by that afternoon. I mean, what kind of freedom is that? Once you understand the process and you know how to do this, what kind of freedom is
Yes.
that? Every book
And,
is an
and it's so
income.
easy. It could be so easy. Only reason it takes me longer than like you literally can do this in 30 minutes. And I show you how easy and how fast it can be done. The only reason it takes me longer is because I am that perfectionist. And I promise you, I can stare at a cover and be like, is that perfectly centered? And I can move it around from here to there. Don't get stuck like me. Like that's the only thing that's what will take me the longest, or I will switch a font 10 or 20 times. Don't be like me. Just get her done. But for me, like I nitpick, I want it to be so perfectly pretty and precise. But literally this process, once you get it down packed, you can literally spit them out. Spit them out. Um, but yeah, the income, the impact, and the independence. That's what this is all about for me. And yeah, I wake up in the morning, have a great idea, and it literally can be published by the time I go to sleep at night. By
And you
lunchtime,
know,
really.
and you know what I also want to offer too for people that are like, I don't feel like doing it all. I don't feel like doing all that. I don't feel like writing a whole book. I don't feel like getting the cover designer or doing the covers, depending on which type of book you're working with, right? No content, low content, DIY or high content. You don't feel like doing all that? Hire us because we do it. Now, mind you, it starts at 10,000, but guess what? And guess what? You'll have your books done. You'll have your books done. So there you go. And it's really simple to get started with us. All you do is text us. That's it. And that's at valerielove.com. Just click on Are You Ready to Be an Author? It's that simple. It is that simple. When you text and you get that, that free, there's free master classes there for you as we put together this mammoth course that we have. This course literally has hours and hours and hours of detailed book information for you so that you will not miss anything in the system, in the 4Faith system. So if you want to get some free goodies from us, the free goodies are so good. You can get free goodies. Go to valerielove.com, click on Are You Ready to Be an Author? I think it's also linked up below here. We'll definitely link it up below the vid. are you ready to be an author? And just text us and say, hey, give me that vault of free publishing, free master classes that you have. Like, I'm so passionate about this that I've written. We've done retreats. We're doing a retreat at the end of the year. This $2,000 course, it's going to be $3,000. It's going to be $29.97. This course right now, it's on special for $19.97, and that's going to be released on Monday. Even though you can take a peek at it now. This course is going to be probably one of the next to the cheapest things we do, because when you come to Thailand at the end of the year, Thailand's going to be $5,000 and up. If you get coaching or you get us to do it for you, our Butterfly Rising Publishing, it's going to be $10,000, $25,000 or more, depending on what you want us to put together for you, whether you want us to put card decks together for you, which are coming. Also, your own boxes, like your high end. We're not just talking about merch. Anybody can get merch. You can go to Teespring or any of these other places. We all have merch. You can get merch. We're not talking about that. We're talking about these high end published beautiful works. Even a card deck that you can create for your books with a beautiful logo, your beautiful logo on the outside, all kinds of boxes. It could be a wooden box to hold the card deck. It could be, of course, the nice heavy duty, even laminated cardboard boxes to ship your decks in. And guess what? Because we're all about not doing a whole lot of work and we believe in leverage around here. We set this whole system up that it drop ships. So people can literally order your card deck from Amazon. You don't package it up. Yet, where it's packaged up with our provider, who we've sourced for this, they can add to it whatever little chotskis you want to add. If you have like a greeting card you want to add, yes, you can create greeting cards to go with your books. Wait till you see the whole line of stuff that's about to come out for Christian Witches. It's going to be ridiculous. Card decks, all kinds of journals, grimoires, new moon, full moon grimoires, planners, all of it, all branded, all crafted, all high end, so delicious. It's drool worthy. And drool worthy, baby. Drool worthy.
Yes.
Oh my God. Don't you love it?
I love it all. I'm just so excited.
So if you're that person, if you're in the audience and you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to do all of that they just described, and I'm not going to do everything that's in that huge course they're talking about, I'm good. I got some money I can just go ahead and invest, and I'm going to just get it handled and just get it created. Get your Amazon ads set up. We don't run Amazon ads. We will set them up for you and then teach you how to run them. Real simple, how to run your Amazon ads. We teach you that in the course. So, this is huge. This is huge. And isn't it life-changing to have this kind of information? And what are you talking about? Our Book Empire resource library. We have this huge resource library that we give to all our authors. Don't you love the resource library?
It's so much. Like, you will need for nothing when I tell you. Like, you will need for nothing. Now that we are coming out of our global meditation, that's what we're calling the pandemic. Now that we are coming out of the global meditation, everything is starting to go back to normal, or our new sense of normal. Most of the states are opening back up. I'm in Ohio, and as of June 2nd, no more masks in Ohio. Yay! So unemployment is going back to normal.
Florida was done. Florida's done with all of it.
No more unemployment as of June 26th. So people are going to have to start going back to work, getting back to normal.
Get that income together. Get that paper right.
Yeah. So.
And the forbearance is going to be over for mortgages and all of that.
Yeah. Right? So people are about to start either having to go back to jobs they hate, or they'll have to start doing something. And I just would offer, do something that you love when you want to do that something that you love, and do it with ease, elegance, and grace. And that is what this has provided for me. I got laid off on April 2nd, and it was the best thing that ever happened to my life. And it opened up this window of opportunity for me to just do my book empire and to just create my life around this book empire and to focus my time and energy around this, and then to figure out how I'm getting so excited about all these different ways I can market my book empire and find new niches that go around my book empire. So it's like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? I'm okay, like I'm figuring out, okay, we're going to Thailand. That's amazing. We have this goddess retreat coming up back in Mexico. That's amazing. I'm turning 40 in 49 days, going to Jamaica. That's amazing. I'm going to Cabo also in July. That's amazing. We're going to France in October.
For
That's
my
freaking
birthday,
amazing.
that's amazing.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do all of this global travel paid for by this book empire cash, this Kindle cash. So
Kindle
it's like
Cash. Kindle Cash. I'm
Kindle
telling you,
cash.
Kindle Cash pays for my whole house and everything in it.
Yes. So it's just like pick the life you want and let Kindle Cash create it for you.
I
I'm
love it.
complete.
I love it. How can people get a hold of you and your delicious books?
You can go to tayabell.com and click on books. If you are looking for me on Amazon, you can search for me by my government name, Dr. Jatea Wiley. But if you just go to tayabell.com and click on books, you'll find all of the majority of my books are linked up there. But yeah, if you search for Jatea Wiley on Amazon, all my books will pop up.
I love it. I love it. How can people get a hold of you, Tania, and your amazing book, Zaire?
Yes. You can simply just put Tania Butler in Amazon and my book pops right up.
Hey, hey, girl. Oh, I love it.
Amazon-licious. She's Amazon-licious. You know how Taya Bell says Google-licious?
Google-licious,
Yes.
baby.
Amazon-licious. Come on. Oh, you just put my name in and my book popped right
Oh,
up.
just put my name in.
Lovely. I found out, look, in the Amazon ads portion of the course, I teach about keywords. Well, we teach a lot about keywords. And one of them is my name is a keyword. And that's just a beautiful thing when your name is a keyword, isn't it? Like people are actually searching Valerie Love. You know, that's a great thing. It means you're helping a lot of people. That's what that means. Right? You're supporting a lot of people. I'm about ways of becoming wealthy, making cash, becoming wealthy, and baby, putting it in Bitcoin. Make them ducats and stack your sats. See, we got a whole little program going here. I want to say little. We got a program going here. I already taught. That was one of the master classes. How you can create wealth with royalties from your books. And I walk you through step by step how to do these. Get those master classes. And that's free. Those master classes are free. And then when you see this book, this delicious Kindle Cash Book Empire launch, we'll be back at you on Monday on Money Monday.
Money Monday.
Money Monday. This is a little Friday night fun hangout. Super fun hangout. Family, I'm so happy for everyone that was here. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Friday night. You might hear music in my background because they are jamming downstairs, okay? Where my office is, they are jamming.
I miss it. I miss it.
The music is going, girl. The music is going. You know that. You know how they do. So the music is jamming. And I'm so thankful for everyone that came tonight to hang out with us because it's a Friday night. You can be anywhere doing anything. And if you're watching the replay, we love you. We so appreciate you. And we're going to be back at you live on Money Monday, Harmony and I, and we're going to do the reveal of all the delicious ads. Oh, yay. We can probably even show them the inside too of the course. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
and can we show them on Monday? I want to go and show them what I'm talking about so they can get excited about these numbers for some of these authors. I want to show them some of these five-figure authors.
It's Money Monday, show us numbers. We want to see numbers. We love numbers. We love that.
Come back on Monday so I can show y'all these, because I don't think y'all believe me with these $43,000 a month sales. So I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all the receipts.
Show you the numbers, and I actually take you in the course. I take you inside my Amazon ads account and show you how I run ads. I don't know any author that shows you their keywords.
No, you won't find
I do,
that.
of course, because I'm like, hey, I'm telling you all, I'm giving you all of it. We're not holding anything back. I'm showing you exactly what I do, not holding anything back. So that's what you got coming up. That's what you got coming up. So thank you for being on Kindle Cash. Congratulations on your new Kindle Cash.
Congratulations, Tania.
You gotta give it up
you.
for somebody there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Harmony, on your Kindle Cash. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And congratulations, KAISI, on your Kindle Cash.
Congratulations.
And
Thank you
now
for
I'm
being
about to
the
do
great
the rest.
mother.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm honored. And now I'm drinking the rest of my watermelon juice that I got for 28 pesos, which is $1.40. Yeah, half a liter of watermelon, fresh squeezed watermelon juice.
One of the
Mm.
perks of living in Mexico. And it's really fresh, y'all. That's not like anything like
Fresh
Tropicana. That
watermelon
is
juice.
fresh watermelon juice.
Squeezed. Fresh from a real watermelon that really grew up brown. Because you know, some of these Franken foods, you have to ask. I got 5 juices today from around the corner from my house. One was a cucumber juice with lemon, 28 pesos, that's $1.40, half a liter of fresh pressed. I think I got some ginger juice, like a nice ginger water, ginger tonic. I got a green juice, 28 pesos, $1.40 for half a liter.
Wow.
Okay. And y'all ask me why I'm not living in the United States of America, where in Miami they charge you $7.99 for this much green juice. Is that what you want to know? Why I'm not there? Was that your question?
Not my question anymore.
28 pesos, $1.40. Okay, all right. Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you.
Peace. Love you.
Peace.
Thank you for hanging with us. See you in the morning on Clubhouse. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Thank